Greetings, everybody, and welcome to a new edition here on the Media Files. That's right, it is once again another frightening Friday DVD and Blu-ray update. Yes, so this time, well, as you can probably see, we got some stuff. Yeah. So once again, you know, this Screwfly comes in handy with their buy 3 get 6 free sale weekend. Yes, so I usually like to try to hit it on the first day because that's generally when I find usually the best goodies. So what did we find? Find out next here on the Media Files. Hey, all right, welcome back. So apologize for that. Had to take all the stickers off to the best of my ability. All right, so first up, so we have several DVDs. Mostly, could be frightening, but also, I decided, as a special bonus, I'll just show off what also I had with it because, well, you can't really have everything all together unless you put everything, that was all, in the same purchase. So first up, we have a film that I remember it was being released on streaming only at the time because, well, everybody knew where you were in the world in in 2020. So this film came out on digital streaming, and I'm like, I never watched it, but you know what? It sounded interesting. It's a kind of a horror movie, but it's more of a thriller kind of. But here we have starring Paul Walter Hauser from what is it? From that from the Richard Jewell movie, and Demi Moore. We have Songbird. Yeah, I'm surprised it actually has the slipcover with it. But yeah, basically, everybody kind of knows, where they were when they, where they were in 2020, with the whole pandemic. So this movie basically is kind of somewhat like that, but had the pandemic kept going the way it originally was going to go, hey, maybe this could have been, where we were going to be. Who knows? Alrighty, so up next, we have a movie that I've never seen before, but the title sounded pretty cheesy, but what can I say? It's got, the chin in it. Yeah, what can I say? The man with the chin that everybody knows. Here we have Bruce Campbell in The Man with the Screaming Brain. Yeah, loaded with bonus features, too, by the way. Loads of great stuff. An Anchor Bay film. I've never seen this, but hey, what can I say? It's Bruce Campbell, and it looks awesome. So, why not? Alright, so up next, this is actually a reacquisition. I sold this movie years ago. I don't know why. Probably because I was trying to, get rid of stuff, for the time and whatnot. And it sucks. I gotta get this other sticker off, but it won't come off. But anyways. So here we have the first film in the franchise. Of course, I remember this being promoted huge at the time when I was watching wrestling. Here we have See No Evil, starring WWE wrestler Kane. Yeah. Now, I've got the second movie, and at the time, the second movie wasn't out. So, but yeah, that movie's crazy. It's nuts. It's really good, too. So up next, we have basically kind of like the Strangers a little bit. Yeah, kind of like a house invasion type of movie, starring Dennis Quaid. We have The Intruder. Yeah, sounded interesting. I'm like, oh, cool. Kind of like a, intruder, home invasion type of movie. Kind of like a, Strangers or Get Out or whatever. So up next, we have another sequel. We have Cabin Fever 2. Yeah, the sequel to Eli Roth's first film, Cabin Fever. Directed by Ty West, yeah, who would go on to do, what was it, X and Pearl and whatever other trilogy that he's doing, at the moment and whatnot. So yeah, very early on in his film career. All right, and up next we have one for the Stephen King collection. Yes. I do not know how have I not watched this yet. I mean, I know of it, but I've never actually watched it. Case is a little bit messed up, but I can easily have a replacement case. But here we have Misery. Yeah, I've never seen this. I don't know how I haven't, but I know of it. But it's what can I say? So speaking of Dennis Quaid, uh, we have I believe it's a sci-fi film, but I don't know. It sounded like a horror film at first, but what can I say? It's a science fiction thriller. I guess a mixture of Scanners and Carrie, but here we have from Image Entertainment. We have Dreamscape. Yeah, that's awesome. I've never seen it, and it's just the cover art is what really attracted me to the movie. And I'm like, sweet. All right, so up next we have another Stephen King addition to add to the collection. Yes, a double feature, which I've never seen any of these, but I think these must be from some of his later works or something like that. Um, But here we have Big Driver and Riding the Bullet. Yes. Loads of great stuff there. With the second film being directed by Mick Garris, who's no stranger to doing Stephen King stuff. All right, up next, it's a spin-off. Not really a spin-off, but it's one of those cheesy, mockbuster type of movies. But here we have The Mummy Reborn. Yeah, this looks god-awful and terrible. Thank God this one was free. Yeah, so I'm like, sweet. If I don't like it, well, I can just slap a couple of bucks on there and I'll just get, a profit. So, what can I say? It looks terrible, but you know what? That's kind of the point of those movies and whatnot. So up next we have this film. I've never heard of it, but I know of the characters. But here we have probably, I think, the more recent adaptation of the famous Grimm fairy tale. We have Gretel and Hansel. Yeah, kind of like more of like a horror version of the story and whatnot. And so, sweet. Good to check that out. All right, up next we have a horror film that, it came out to the early 2000s because at the time, what can I say? Remakes were on the high side when it came to looking at Japanese films. Yes. Literally, what can I say? I've never actually seen this. I know of it, but basically it's a remake of basically the Japanese film with the same name. Here we have Jennifer Connelly in Dark Water. Yeah, here we have the original theatrical full version edition, which is the only way you can actually watch the theatrical version. Yeah, let's just say that, they were kind of notorious and whatnot for releasing, the theatrical version in full screen and whatnot. So, so it has the blue cover there. And then, I found the widescreen edition, yeah, which is the unrated director's cut. And, actually, the funny thing is about this is that literally the same movie, right? Just different cover art, blue for PG-13, red for unrated. But there's a time difference. Theatrical cut is 2 minutes longer than the unrated cut. Yes. So, yeah, like I said, I've never actually watched any of these, but all the bonus features are exactly the same and whatnot. But at least the cover art, though, is pretty cool. So you get red disc there for that edition. And then the blue disc art, I believe it's the same artwork. No, it's. I think it's different artwork. So yeah, there's the blue artwork there. Let me see. I think it might actually be a different artwork. Let me see. Oops. Let's put that back up. Let's see here. Nope, same artwork. So okay, so basically one's red, one's blue. So there you go. All right, and I also found me a couple of Blu-rays. Yes, so I've had the DVD for a while, but the DVD's kind of messing up. It's pretty old. It's been up there for a while, But I figured, you know what, it's time to upgrade and whatnot. But when I saw the title, I was like, oh, okay, I recognize that movie title because, Ridley Scott made that film. But it didn't really dawn on me that Kino Lorber got their hands on this. Yeah. So here we have the Kino Lorber edition of Hannibal. Yeah. Of course, you got Anthony Hopkins there as Hannibal Lecter. Loads of bonus features. I believe it's basically everything that was ported over from the original DVD release, but the film has been upgraded to a 4K restoration, which is awesome. And of course, disc art is always the same with Kino, so there you go. Add one to the Kino Lorber collection. All right, so up next, we have a double feature, yes. Now, I was completely unaware of one of these movies. The other one I knew of. But here we have probably, well, my only newest Scream Factory edition because they are expensive to get. To add to the Stephen King collection, again, we have Carrie and The Rage Carrie 2, yes. Now, the difference is that I knew of this one, Carrie 2, but I did not know, I was not aware of this version. I figured that this was the Sissy Spacek version. It is not. It is actually a 2002 adaptation of the film, and I'm not sure if it might have been like a TV release, or, like on Stars or something like that, but the good thing is that they both have bonus features on it, yeah, which is kind of awesome, and you have for Carrie, you have a commentary by David Carson as, of course, the trailer. But with The Rage Carrie 2, you got an audio commentary with director Kat Shea, an alternate ending with before and after special effects sequence, additional scenes not seen in theaters, and, of course, the theatrical trailer. So, yeah, like I said, I've never actually seen these two versions of the film, but I love Carrie. Carrie's an awesome film. Brian De Palma made such an amazing original film. And then, of course, Catherine Bigelow, I believe it was Catherine Bigelow. No, Kimberly Pierce would go on to do the reboot with Chloe Grace Moretz. Alrighty, so that basically does it for the horror film. So, like I said in the opening, we'll just throw in as a bonus. Yeah, everything else that I got. It's not really horror related, it's just kind of all over the place. So, got 5 DVDs and 1 Blu-ray. So first up, we have a documentary, which basically goes to, well, my collection of this particular franchise. Well, there's only one movie, but there's like 3 different cuts of the film, or editions. But here we have Black Hawk Down, The Untold Story. A documentary about what actually happened during the incident in Mogadishu, Somalia, which actually happened literally 30 years this month. Yep, 30 years ago is when that happened. So, insane. So up next, as you probably saw, maybe... No, actually you haven't seen that yet. Or have you? No, I don't think so. So anyways, I was kind of browsing around, and I have the entire series of this show, but I never had the other release that came out so many years later. Here we have Deadwood the movie. Yes, I've never actually watched Deadwood. My wife actually got me the complete box set for Christmas a couple of years ago, and I still have yet to actually go through that. Actually, yeah, it's actually that right there. There's that set there, and then the one she got me. She got me that one, and then she didn't know if it was the same thing or not. But she also got me that edition too. So we'll do a full dive through at some point between both of those editions and see what the differences are. But it's nice that the Deadwood collection is now complete. And so up next we have some Japanese movie, some sci-fi movie. It sounded interesting and whatnot. So here we have Casshern, or Casshern. I can't really pronounce it, but it just sounded interesting and it looks pretty cool and whatnot. So, what can I say? It's the thing that kind of caught my eye about it is that the composer who did the score to it did the score for Neon Genesis Evangelion, the anime series. So That looks pretty cool. All right, so up next we have a couple of. The rest are all basically comic book related. So here we have a 3-film collection, which I am. I have on Blu-ray, but you know what? None of them came with DVDs and whatnot. I'm like, well, you know what? It's always nice to have a DVD copy whenever you go somewhere and whatnot, because, why not? So here we have the complete G.I. Joe live-action series to date. We have all 3 films, including Snake Eyes, and of course, G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, and Retaliation. So yeah, there we go. I think I've only seen bits and pieces of Snake Eyes so far, but I've seen Rise of Cobra and Retaliation. I love both those movies. I thought they were really good. If you ignore how cheesy the story is and how dumb a lot of it is, that's the point of G.I. Joe, because that's literally how the series was. That's how the animated series was. It was cheesy, good fun. And of course, Retaliation, I absolutely love that, because that snow sequence that happens with Snake Eyes that goes on for like 10 minutes without any piece of dialogue, that's the hit point of the movie for me. Alright, so up next we have a reacquisition. Basically, the disc that I had, it was just so scratched up after so much usage and being ported left and right. I'm like, you know what? I just need to re-buy it again. But here we have the film from the original MCU, before the MCU became the MCU. We have the Ben Affleck version of Daredevil. Yes, the widescreen edition. Like I said, I had this, but I sold it years ago because it just wasn't working right or something like that. And so, nice to have this back in the collection in a regular DVD case. So yeah. All right, and finally, funny thing is, this movie literally just came out, I think, this week, and I'm surprised people actually got rid of it, which is, kind of dumb, in my opinion. But, what are you going to do? People just buy things at full price. They want to sell it for money. Well, they can do whatever they want. But, shall we say now, the live-action series is complete as of this release. Here we have Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Yeah, the 7th live-action film. Basically starring, the Maximals. And oh, good lord. Basically, Beast Wars is basically what it is. Like I said, I've never actually I did not get to see this in theaters, and it looked like it was going to be a really, really good movie. And the best part is now I won't have to go hunt that down during Black Friday this year. So, there we go. Alrighty, so that's it from me to you for this time. Remember to please like, subscribe, hit that notification button. Leave a comment down below. I will try to provide links for everything that is on here. However, on a down note, the one of the movies that I had purchased with this set, it's missing the disc, so I'm gonna have to take it back and say, hey, this wasn't put in there, so. So that's all right. Accidents happen. I've had that happen before, so that's nothing new. But, what can I say, though? Loads of great stuff and whatnot. Yeah. All right, so with that, I'll see you later.